welcome to Big VTV. Great to have you with us for a Tuesday night talking seniors coming out of round 9. Steve Chalmers at the desk with me, and the one and only 200 games on the weekend. He's a bloody superstar down there at the Waverley. Runs the joint, by the way, down at Waverley. Mike Bullock thinks he runs the place, but it's really this guy. Elias Palioyiannis is with us. Welcome, mate. I know you were with us last night, but we're talking all things seniors tonight. And can we say it again? But well done on 200.
Absolutely.
It's a fair sting.
Is that a world record?
It's taken him three years to get there.
Quickest to 200 games?
Yeah, he only started coaching 3 years ago.
Correct.
Did you ever see this guy run around playing, by the way?
Played against him from time to time, but not in Big V.
Wasn't
good enough for that.
Only ran arc to arc.
Correct.
That's all he did. And in fact, he usually just stayed at one end, outside the arc.
Why get 3 when you get 2?
I like it.
Why get 2 when you get 3?
That's right. I knew what you meant. Don't worry. I knew what you meant. He's still running around. He's still giving it a crack during the week, or
Bit of domestic and MMBL.
really?
Yeah, still a bit
I
fun.
like it. Good on you. Let's go to Division 2 women. There's the results up on screen from round 9. Craigieburn get Melbourne Uni. That was a big game going in. Really important game, and it was tied early. But Nicole Cameron, 16 and 15. Getting the job done. Northeast over Coburg. Now, Coburg have changed imports, Steve-O, and Soleil, who's come in, had 32 in that one. She was up and about, but it's made no difference because Coburg just can't crack a win.
Well, she certainly replicated the numbers from Brianna O'Connor, who's now gone to Hawthorn, as we've mentioned a couple of weeks ago.
It's a fair story up at Northeast. The Storer girls.
Yes, correct. I think it was Olivia Store's first game this season.
Good start.
19 points, 9
19,
rebounds,
9.
4 assists. Chloe had 19 and 8 as well. She's obviously been there for the majority of the season.
They can really put it away. They get it on the shelf, the Storers. They do very, very well. They just nice and tidy, stack it away. Wallen got Sherbrooke by plenty. Emmy O'Neill 19 and 13. Sherby's just, they've dropped right off, Steve.
Yeah, correct. But certainly a couple of good wins for Northeast and Wallen across the weekend, as we'll touch on the Sunday afternoon.
Well, let's touch on that game. What is going on with Collingwood? Where was the bug?
Well, no bugs live.
Gone.
Not sure about
Had a couple
that.
out now.
I haven't received any mail, but
Well,
certainly hasn't
Collingwood,
helped.
get onto us and let us know if Bugs Life's running around.
The All-Stars, 16% field goal percentage, not going to win any game shooting like that. No one over 6 points individually. Emmy O'Neill had a very good weekend, had 16 points, 17 rebounds, a pair of steals and a pair of blocks in that game.
Now, I know this never happens out at Waverley, but we've got one of the league's very, very best coaches sitting in the studio tonight. If your team shot 16% from the field, I wish they had a shot like that on Saturday night, by the way, but if they shot at 16%, what do you, just send a message out there to our friends at Clone. What do you do at training? Just get back to basics?
I think it'd be a pretty rough session.
Full on?
I think shooting percentage is a lot of doing work outside of training hours, I reckon.
Yep.
So 16%'s
Just not up to it, is it?
It's not going to get it done at all.
Okay, all right.
Did Helen Roden play in that game?
Don't know that she did. That's a very good question.
That is a very good question.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
is.
sure I saw her name bobbing around either.
Might have had a couple of big names out. Northeast, great weekend. They get Mornington as well. Rachel Jeffrey doing what she does with 14. Fiona Darnell doing all that she can for 20 and 11. But gee, the Bushies, one of their best weekends since being in the comp.
Yeah, correct. Up and about at the moment, and look for them to use that to propel themselves up the leaderboard.
Blackburn got Melton. Very good win by the Vikings by 12. Andrea Belmonte, 10 points, 16 rebounds.
She had a handy weekend. She played Youth League as well, I believe, from last night's show that you mentioned. But with a height of Andrea Belmonte.
Her nickname, I found this out. This is serious. Her nickname is Knee High. That's what they call her out there, knee high to a grasshopper. She is unbelievable, this pocket rocket. She 16 rebounds. She's giving away some serious height. She is just a fierce. I love watching her. Fierce competitor, Steve-O.
How many times have you watched her?
Oh no, I've seen her play a few times actually.
Good, many times.
Last year during the finals. But, no, she is an incredible competitor. If you, any young player out there, if you want to go and see somebody with just sheer work ethic, I love those players.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Knee High, her nickname is. Knee High to a grasshopper. Very, very good player. 16 rebounds. Division 2 men moving right along. There's the games, the results from round 9. What can you tell us, Steve-O? Take us through it.
Well, we touched on Melton and Camberwell last Friday night, and I said how good Melton have been after the addition of Manny Malou.
Yes.
He certainly has helped them last weekend.
Yes.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I am.
19 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and the Thoroughbreds have got over the top of the table. Camberwell. Nat O'Hara had 32, nearly half his team's total. Certainly carrying them out there at the Dragons.
He's in form
last
this
weekend.
Good win by the Thoroughbreds. Craigieburn got Packy on the road. Damon Smith's having a fair sort of a season for the Eagles. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Josh Bjelland had 17 and 15, not enough. Mildura on the road got a couple.
Yeah, correct. First of all, knocked off Sherbrooke by a handy margin. Calvin Henry had 26.7 rebounds.
Who played well for Sherbrooke?
Well, KFC.
Right,
hot and spicy.
Good, nice.
13 points there, but Mildura backed it up at Altona as well. Alex Newstead had 18 points on some pretty good shooting too, 8 of 11 from the field.
Now, Coburg smacked Northeast, who have just dropped right off the radar, the Bushies. Nearly a 40-point margin. Liam Wright had 24 for them, Pat Green 24 for Coburg. I want to say it again. I've been saying this for a few years now. When Coburg play consistent basketball, they're a team to beat. Where are they at the moment, Steve-O? They're flying, the Giants.
Mate, I was on the Giants bandwagon.
They're playing
8 weeks
consistently.
ago. You're still...
No, I'm not. I'm with the Giants. They are playing good basketball every single week. Well done, fellas.
Glad to have you aboard.
No, Moimba and the crew down there know that I'm with them. So good stuff. Mildura a double, got Altona as we said. You've mentioned that one. Craigie Byrne continued to rack up the points. Thumped Southern Penn. Southern Penn without Vossi, who's out suspended at the moment. A couple of weeks to go, I think.
Haven't won a game since, I believe.
Only scored 49 in this game.
It's not good enough, is it? Obviously, they fell off the wagon pretty quickly on
Damon
Sunday.
Smith, good again.
Damon Smith,
yeah.
Seen a little bit on Twitter from him.
Good.
He's full of confidence right now, certainly gunning for that championship and
He's
MVP.
a tweet, what'd you say? On Twitter. Oh, right, okay.
Correct.
And Wallen got Sherby by 2, so Sherby lose a couple on the weekend. Luke Lessergang, 19 and 16. Let's go to Division 1 Women. There's all the results up on screen. We're not leaving this great man out. It's just when we get to state champ, he knows those divisions back to front.
The floor is Illy's.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's all the results. Steve-O, what do you got to say, mate?
Well, Geelong bounced back, which we've asked from them for a couple of weeks. 9-point winners over Chelsea. Tess Fury did it all. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 dimes.
Did she ever play at Waverley at one stage, Tess Fury? She did. She did a lot of games.
Played a few years, yeah.
She did.
Renisha Washington had a double-double for Chelsea. Warrnambool went on the road, got it done at Latrobe. Amy Wormold continuing her stellar season. 26 points, 9 rebounds for her.
I think she had a few blocks in that game as well. Mildura on the road got a couple on the weekend, including Warrandyte Saturday night. Gun with a gun, VP had 24. Camberwell get Western Port by 12. I think Western Port with a new coaching lineup.
Okay.
Bianca White down there. And Camberwell got them by 12. Talia or Talia, whichever way you want to go. Higgsy had 14 points.
Good to see her playing again.
Great to see her playing again. Had a couple of years out.
Really good person.
And if we talk about fierce competitors, I spoke about Andrea Belmonte before. Fierce competitor, isn't she?
Just plays hard.
Yeah,
every time she hits the floor.
Absolutely, absolutely. Casey beat Whittlesea by plenty. Steve-O, just talk us through this, because this was an absolute belting. 112 to 61. Did not see a margin like this. No,
not at all. Obviously, Casey came to play at home. Whittlesea, on the other hand, did not. I know you're saying hello to someone else out there outside the studio. It's Gnarly Hood, 32 points, 10 rebounds. Jamie Lee Jeffs had 27 and 15, led the way. Whittlesea would have been battered and bruised from that result. They've come out on Sunday, didn't get the chocolates against Mildura, but certainly put in a much better performance.
I'd like to say I'm paying attention, but granddaughter's just out to the side of the studio there waving at me, so I just wanted to say hello. Did you talk about the Casey Whittlesea game and all of that, Steve-O?
Not at all.
Right, okay. Hawthorn got Geelong in overtime on Sunday. Lara Edmondson is a great young player, already involved with WNBL program as a development player. She's a star, 20 points and 10 rebounds, and that one was an OT game, so 9-point margin in OT is a fair run down the last 5 minutes, isn't it?
Wonder how many free throws were made.
Yeah, it's a good question. Situation. You mentioned Mildura and Whittlesea on the Sunday. Alexis Gassion had 19 and 16, so a rough weekend for Whittlesea. And then Werribee came out and thumped Warrandyte by 39 points. Alyssa Bennett, the import down there for the Devs, 29 and 19. Seen that happen a couple of times with the Devs so far this season. When they get up and start running, they are a very hard unit.
And it's been another rough weekend for the Venom, who copped a couple of hidings over the last month or so.
They have Division 1 men. There's all the results from round 9. Busy weekend. Melbourne Uni, too good for Sunbury, get up by plenty. Bulleen get up by plenty over Whittlesea. Now, when I saw this result, 94 to 49 on Saturday night, I'm thinking Whittlesea is going to get spanked by Chelsea on Sunday. More on that in a moment. Keesey by 16 over a competitive Warrandyte. Newbie had 20 and 10 in that one. Indy Spreewell 28 and 10 for Warrandyte. Chelsea got Geelong by a point in OT Saturday night.
Well, these are the two results that I didn't expect to see coming in terms of the margin. Obviously, we mentioned Collingwood against Geelong as our match of the round last week. We pretty much penciled in losses for those two teams on Saturday night.
Yes.
They both went down by a solitary point. One in overtime, obviously. Cole Meyer had 16 and 12 for Geelong. Lewis Varley had 16. Standifer tripped dub, while Matt Brasser had 22 in the Chelsea OT win. In the Western Port game, Dylan Travers had 28, whereas Manny Hendricks had 28, 6 and 9. Collingwood went down by a point, and there was a big game on Sunday.
Yeah, there is. We're going to get to that in a moment. Corey Stando for 15, 11 and 11 dimes on Saturday night. He could easily still be running around state champion.
He'd be one of the elite players in the competition.
He's been one of the best in the last 5 years, hasn't he?
We play him in the pre-season every year and he does a number on our guys.
Yeah, he's an incredible player, no doubt about that. Latrobe City went down to Warrnambool on Saturday night by a fair margin, about 35. Javier Blunt, 38 in that one. James Crockett, 19 for Latrobe City. What's your view on Sobey coming back and playing? It's been mixed reaction. I've been a massive supporter of it, by the way. How great is it that he's running around back for his former junior club, and he's played senior basketball there and giving back to the community? I think it's terrific.
It's great for the whole Big V.
It is, isn't it?
I think it's great.
Yep. Collingwood Western Port, you mentioned. Shepparton up by 3 on Sunday. Big game. And Cam Vines.
Well, I expected Shepparton to be victorious. I probably didn't expect the margin. Bulleen took it right up to the Gators, who are on top of the table. Vines had 35 and 11. Spencer Coleman, 22 and 15. For Bulleen, Thad Varmol continued his good season with another 30 points.
Collingwood bounced back on Sunday against Geelong by 9, so rough weekend for Geelong. Johnny Lind had 28 and 13 in that game. And Whittlesea and Chelsea. Now, you were there.
Yeah, and it ended in somewhat controversial circumstances too. Obviously, Whittlesea had been leading the entire game. Chelsea had the ball with about 10 seconds left.
Which, by the way, if anyone saw Whittlesea on Saturday night, you just
completely different
would
side.
not have expected it.
They really did play out of their skin, in my opinion. 10 seconds left. Standifer shot one short, was an air ball. Stewie Tyrrell got the rebound.
The only man that I know that was born with tattoos, by the way, Stewie Tyrrell.
And then there was a discrepancy of whether the shot clock had gone off before his shot went in to take the lead, pretty much with a couple of seconds left, and that was the game.
So you were at the game?
I was at the game.
Okay, Standover had 32 for Chelsea.
Which, to be fair, you look back at the box score, Standover had 32. It even looked like he struggled that game.
Yep.
And he still had a lazy 32 and 6.
Don Bruno had 29. So Sammy Sykes had 21 and 14 for Whittlesea. You were at the game. So you've seen what's happened. What's your call? Did the shot leave the fingers before the buzzer or after the buzzer?
Look,
what's your call?
To be 100% certain, you'd need some sort of video replay.
Yes, okay. In real time, how did it look to you?
In real time, it looked as though it may have gone off before the shot, which in all
so shot's gone up after.
Whittlesea had the right to not complain, but to be aware of the situation.
Yeah.
But in the referee's defence, it's an instant.
Absolutely. We had an instant last year in our final, didn't we? Where I think Timmy Leasting, and when you actually saw the video during the week, it looked line ball on the night in that final, and it was like 0.6 of a second to go or something. It is so hard to tell in real time, isn't it?
I'm glad they counted that one.
State champ women, there's the results from the weekend. 5 games. Going to talk about Waverley in a moment. I know you've had a lot to do with this team over the last few years. They went down in a tough one on Sunday. Ringwood get up over Hume by 3. They always seem to play a close game, no matter where they are on the ladder.
Yeah, they do. Desi Ramos had 24 points. Amanda Meanking continuing her great season with another big double-double. Nicole Zammit just continues to do what she does.
Nicole Zammit been over the last 10 years?
I tried to get her down to Waverley, I think, a few years ago.
I think every team's tried to get her at some stage.
Excellent point guard.
Absolutely. Eltham got Keeler, and this is a good win for Eltham. I think it's only their second of the season. Alice Koenig had 33 and 10. Keeler has been very competitive up and about. I thought they would have got that one.
It's certainly two teams that are close together.
Yes.
So no surprises regarding the margin of result. Alice Kunak obviously played a big part in that with 33 and 10.
I think McKinnon led Bulleen on Saturday night by a couple of points at half time. The end result was Bulleen 72 to 45. Now there's a big story.
To my knowledge, I thought McKinnon was leading McKinnon.
Oh, there's a big story out of this. We'll get to that in a moment. Sarah Booth had 25 points, 13 rebounds. Jasmine Hines 20 and 13. So Bulleen get home by 27. It's their first win of the season, and they were wearing McKinnon singlets.
What?
Unbelievable. I couldn't, when this came through on Saturday night, so McKinnon, of course, was raising money for Zadie's, and they had a special uniform. We saw it during the week. All the information was
rainbow sash.
White with the, and fantastic. Well done to everyone out at McKinnon. Bulleens rolled up with their white uniforms. So there's a clash. Referees couldn't tell them apart, as you wouldn't. And the only, I think Alison Cody from McKinnon raced home to get a maroon set of uniforms, came back. So Bulleens won their first game of the season wearing McKinnon singlets against McKinnon.
Come on, Paps. Come on, Paps.
Great story.
Just thankful we didn't have any photographers down there
Great
trying to get
story.
Bulleen snaps.
Sunbury got McKinnon by 10 on Sunday. McKinnon competitive. I mean, they threw it away the night before in the second half. All O'Reilly, great season 22. Now, Waverley and Knox was the big game on Sunday. Knox get it by 7 on the road. Hard place to win at Waverley. Tegan Cunningham, 19 points. Carly Mejovic had 16 for Knox. Kelly Bowen was well held to 6 points, I think, in this game. That's a big win. I reckon these two teams, and I'm not taking anything away from Ringwood or Sunbury or others, but I reckon these two teams are probably the two to beat.
I agree. I've got to see a few of these. I know most of the guys in the league. I think the loss of Stevens at Sunbury is a big loss.
Yep.
The point guard, though, she cut us up last year a few times, so I think that's a big loss for them to sort of keep with the Knox and Waverley.
Is it one of the biggest starting units out at Waverley? I said this a couple of weeks ago. Bowen, Cunningham, Van der Zag, Mokaziki. It's got to be one of the biggest starting units going around that I've certainly seen in a fair while at state champ women's level.
As a whole, it is big, yeah.
Yep.
And Phillips coming off the bench is
Yeah,
a really
tonight,
nice player
and she had a
coming off the
good
bench.
game in this one. I think she had 16 or something.
And arguably to match that, Knox have gone out and secured Carly Mejovic to try and match that.
Yep. Really good game. Could have gone either way by the looks of it. And I think we're going to see those two teams at the business end of the season. Very, very good. Let's go to state champ men. There's all the results from round 9. Ringwood get Hume by 16. Ringwood in triple figures, spreading the love around. Gibson 23, Clark 21, Fennell 21, Stone 21, Snowball 16 dimes. How long can the great man keep going for?
I hope not much longer.
He's incredible, isn't he?
Not much
He's
longer.
incredible. Eltham get Knox by 3. Really good win on the road for Knox. Eltham had strung a lot of wins together. Carver had 21 in that one. Waverley McKinnon Saturday night. Waverley 92, McKinnon 86. The final score flatters McKinnon, to be honest with you. Daniel Dillon 19, Arkell 16. Platnick had 18 for McKinnon. Ding Ding on debut, 14 rebounds, 8 points. He was better on Sunday. It does flatter us. You guys were fantastic over the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, it's just about the best 3 quarters we played the whole season.
Yeah.
We moved the ball really
Dynamite.
well, really unselfish, defended really well, and then we
Yeah.
let you back in the game pretty quick.
And look, I think it tells you a little bit about where McKinnon's at when they're up and playing well, as we saw in that last quarter. Very, very good. When they're down and they're flat-footed, they're struggling a little bit. And to take Elias' point, first 3 quarters for Waverley are just unstoppable. The way they move the ball, just incredible.
Look, I think my comment from the game and I guess the season as a whole is the way Chris Arkell's gone about it. I think he's taken up another level. You've seen him here, 16 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. I think he's just added another dimension to his game.
Can I just say for Waverley, they've got a couple of guys who just fly under the radar and people rarely talk about them. And it's a massive, massive mistake. And I know Waverley lost on Sunday, but for me, Waverley's the team to beat. And I'm not just saying that because he's here. I saw them at their best on Saturday night and it was very, very good. But does anyone talk about Michael Harper? Anyone?
Not so much. No, he's definitely very, very highly regarded within our team.
He's a very good player. Totally disregarded.
I think he's the best defender in the whole league.
He's superb. And I'll tell you the other one who is flying so far under the radar. It won't be with these guys. There's a guy coming off the pine called Tim Liston. That kid's averaging probably 16 to 18 points a game.
Yeah, I'd like to think he'd get an NBL development spot eventually.
He's
he can't
very
be far,
good.
He can't be far away. He's a Waverley junior like Michael.
Yeah.
So that's what you play for, isn't it?
I'm telling you now, in
Juniors.
most other teams, he'd be starting.
Well, I think speaking of Tim, I know we mentioned him a lot last season as a great player. He might have been, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, he's part of the NBL Next Gen camp going around this week.
This week,
He's there,
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I saw him running around.
He's a ripper of a player, and I'm telling you, when you look at that wave, you go in there and you got the Arkells and the Sturts and Dylan and Reardon, and This kid comes off the pine and he does it for you every. I'm not sure he went on Sunday, by the way, but he does it for you most games.
He had a rough one.
We'll get to that in a moment. Speaking of Sunday, McKinnon and Hawthorn. Hawthorn just had this purple patch, I think, in the third and just skipped away, and McKinnon couldn't drag them back in. They get up by 8. Hawthorn's having a wonderful season. Ding Ding 20 in that game. Nelson Kursky 22. Kirk Smith shot the lights out, had 21. There's always someone shooting the lights out against the Cougars at the moment. Knox and Correa. So Knox with a double on the weekend.
Yeah, and Chris Carver, we've spoke about him a lot. The barometer for Knox, played 2 really great games, and you wouldn't believe it, the Raiders have won both.
Werribee and Eltham. So Eltham bounced back. You'd probably expect that was going to happen hard on Sunday, given the loss on Saturday.
Yeah, they're deep as well, so the doubleheader probably wouldn't have hurt them as much as other teams.
I think you would go along with me. Eltham's going to be right there at the business end, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ringwood's still the team to beat,
Yeah.
I think, anyway. I think they always take care of us anyway.
Deng Chan had 27 for Werribee. Connor Koulis as well held to 16 points. Ava with 22. Chris Cameron 27. Good to see the old fella up and about. Keilor and Blackburn. Keilor get it by 10. Both of those teams needed a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Keeler obviously held home court. Jordan Coleman led the way there, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Brennan Chawella, as always for Blackburn, he's their leading man, 25 points for him.
And Casey got Waverley by 10 on Sunday. Waverley's first loss in about 7 or 8 games. Lenny Lemons had 21, 12 and 9 assists.
Red hot form, isn't he?
Yeah,
Raheem
he
Lemons?
is. Yep. Sturdy had 27 and 12. Chris Arkell 20 points and 15 rebounds. Now, I reckon on Saturday night, after you guys stitched us up, you said you were heading out to Casey, and I said, yeah, you just never know what to expect with Casey. And sure enough, they've come out and played really, really well.
Played really well. Yeah, they played the pants off us. We were never in the game.
Really?
To be fair, they had control of the game from start to finish. But yeah, look, it is what it is. Like, they completely outplayed us. Deserved the win. Lemons was good. They're just a really big team.
Yeah.
They're physical, Casey, so they took care of us. But yeah, what can you do?
You'll bounce back. I think we've said it a few times with state champ men, Steve-O, and I know Elia would agree with me. Any team can beat any team. It is a super tough comp. If you don't step out and turn up, you're in a bit of trouble, aren't you?
Well, Karai's on the bottom, and I think it was a 1-point game with 6 minutes to go with us 3 weeks ago, so that sums it up. It's a really tough league this year.
Yeah. Hey, best of luck for the rest of the season. I expect Waverley Youth League men, of course, he's coaching the Youth League men as well. Yeah, I
watched last night's show, it was very good as well. Waverley Falcons are right at the pointy end.
I guarantee you this guy will not be taking holidays in August. He will be racking up some more games during August, mate. I've got no doubt both of your teams will be there. Well done on the 200 games. Congratulations to everyone out of Waverley. Super operation out there. Mike Bullock thinks he's running the place, Steve-O. He ain't running the place.
Right, we know.
Hey, have a great night. What's coming up for the rest of the week? Quick.
We'll find out tomorrow night. Big VTV.
So we've got no idea. See you at 5:30. Bye-bye for now.